this one growing up in the herd. Highly social animals. From an early age, pups are surrounded by adults who help protect them, show them how to live part of the group. And the youngsters copy adult behaviour from grazing patterns to how they use the water, and they rest in the centre of the group for protection. As capybara grow, they begin to understand the social structure of the herd. Gentle nudges, postures and vocal sounds help establish relationships without serious conflict. This stage is all about learning when to move, where to feed, how to communicate. These social skills are essential for survival in the wild. Did you know capybara communicate using whistles, purrs, barks and clicks? Becoming an adult. Adolescent to adult 1 to 4. Life in balance. Adult capybaras spend much of their day grazing, resting and soaking in water to stay cool. Their bodies are perfectly adapted to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, with eyes, ears and nostrils positioned high on the head. Within the herd, adults play different roles, from leaders to watchful guardians, keeping the group stable and calm. Look closely. When they rest in water, only a capybara's eyes and nose may be visible. Interesting fact, isn't it? Older and wiser, this is when they're older. A mature adult from 4 years old upwards. Older capybara may no longer lead the group, but they remain important members of the herd. Their experience helps guide younger animals and maintain harmony. In the wild, life can be challenging. Not all capybaras reach old age. At Peak Wildlife Park, excellent care allows animals to live longer, healthier lives. And did you know a capybara can live up to 10 years or more in human care? So that is slightly longer than a guinea pig, but they are related to guinea pigs. So one of them is over here, so I think this is the daughter. Clementine. Hello. Oh, there they are, look, there she is. The other one's further up, I believe. But they've adapted well to the wallabies. Lovely animals. I love them. They seem to have adapted very well though to be with the wallabies. You're loving the food, isn't she? Webbed feet to make them strong swimmers. Wetlands all across Central and South America. But they are related to the guinea pig and the world's largest rodent. Yeah. So here's the mum, you see. Here's the mummy. Hello. There she is, look. I know she's got the scar on the side of her face and a bit of fur missing, but I'm sure she'll recover. Won't you? Won't you, Clementine? Hey? She knows I'm here. I'm not going to go over to her because it'll probably scare her to death, but... We've got a good picture, haven't we? As you can see the fur missing now on the back lot. She's going over to her daughter. Yeah. Going to the buckets to get some food. The wallaby says clear off. I'm having this. Yeah, we'll go here, look. They seem to have settled in very well, to be fair. I could sit on this rock, as long as I don't get too wet, on the end of here. sit on this rock, because they may walk past on this hill. There we go. We've got a good view of the pair of them now, you see, mum and daughter. I mean, they've been here, what, since January, so beginning of last month, so they have kind of adapted to their habitat. I mean, they're in this massive enclosure, which is the wallaby one. Whether they get put in their actual own enclosure, I don't know. Again, that's up for Peak Wildlife Park to decide what they do. They may just keep them in here, because they've got plenty of space and they've got a very large pond. Turn the camera around, there's the pond, and as it says on the information, they like to go in water to basically avoid predators. And one predator that there is at this park is the bush dogs, but they're in the next enclosure down, quite a way down there. But bush dogs are also predators of these. They will prey on these, so they have to be careful. But the capybaras are pretty safe in here because they've got a massive pond, plus they've got the wallabies as their company. In fact, there's a couple of wallabies just here on the grass just behind me, and a few of them have got baby joes in them, so you know there's going to be more wallabies. But yeah, they've got these two capybaras in here, and they have pretty much adapted to this environment. So but they're just munching away. Who needs a lawnmower when you've got these two? Same if you've got pet rabbits and guinea pigs, they just do exactly the same. They'll just eat the grass. You know, you don't need a lawnmower. Let them do it. It's their diet. And like guinea pigs, they do like hay as well. So they're pretty adapted, aren't they? But they've settled in very well. Mum and daughter together. I just love them. Ever since Cinnamon's story, I've kind of fell in love with capybaras. Because watching Cinnamon's story on the news unfold, and then the fact that they found her within a week, and then a book was published, plus they now do a capybara experience, which I am sure they will do here at some point. And it's perfect because you're in this enclosure and it's going to be so easy to feed them. I reckon it'll be around 80 or 90 quid to do it, but it'll be worth doing it because you'll be able to get up close like I am now. But you'll be able to actually hand feed them, give them bamboo or whatever they like eating, and they'll be able to eat out your hand. You'll be able to stroke them. I'm not saying these won't let you stroke them, it's just that they're a bit scared, I suppose, at the moment because they're still getting used to being here. But they both seem to have settled in well anyway, both the mum and daughter here, Clementine and Marmalade. So it's nice to see them, really.